This is attempt 1 at Thunder's Challenge Coin to catch 10 Bittersweet Battlegills on Skeleton Ship. This is my recording of the process to get Thunder's Challenge Coin for the United States Navy. If you don't care about the actual catching process and everything that happened, skip to the end. The clip of catching all 10 Battlegills will be there. So going into this, my thought process was getting into the crow's nest, waiting until night, and then trying to catch them. Unfortunately, I did sink before I could get into the crow's nest, so on the island that I woke up at, I decided to gather some better food than coconuts and attempt again. This is attempt 2 at Challenge Coin. So here, I finally got into the crow's nest, but then realized that if I try to fish from there, the line will just break, so I dropped down to the mast to try from there instead. Shortly after dropping to the mast, I realized the skeleton can shoot me from there because they'll still aggro to me. I then realized that I also can't fish from the mast because the line will just break at the mast, so I decide to drop down to the upper part of the back of the boat and try from there. Then I get shot through the floor by the captain of the ship with a blunderbuss. So now I have to move again. Right at 11 o'clock, I then get shot by the skeleton in the crow's nest with a sniper, meaning I have to figure out a way to block it or I have to move again. Unfortunately, on the first night, I didn't catch any Battlegills. I was just getting shot by the guy in the crow's nest, and I was worried about the ship breaking my line, and I just couldn't get any. Unfortunately, I did sink again. My morale was low. I wasn't really feeling it anymore. I was thinking about giving up. Then I got a new idea. I thought, what if I killed all of the skeletons with weapons that could shoot me from a range so that I could sit at the back of the boat, this guy in the crow's nest couldn't shoot me, and I would be fine. This is attempt 3 at the challenge coin. Then, after killing a few skeletons and the captain a few times, I go on the front of the ship, and I realize that the skeletons can't follow me, and they're not aggroed onto me anymore. finally did it. I finally caught my first Battlegill. This boosted my morale an insane amount. I went for a little while longer, and I caught 4 more Battlegills before I decided to call it a night, and I would try again the next day. Day 2 started with about 40 to 45 minutes of server hopping until I finally found a skeleton fleet. Right. Attempt 4 is the last attempt at 5 more Battlegills. So I did the exact same thing I ended with yesterday. I got on the boat, got on the front of the boat, and I just waited until nighttime to be able to catch the fish. I did, however, see something slightly worrying off in the distance. A sloop on an island that looked like it was going to try to head towards the world event. At 10:30, I cast my line into the water, and lo and behold, the first 3 fish that I get are all Bittersweet Battlegills. And then, as I cast out my line for the 9th Bittersweet Battlegill, I see a sloop approaching the world event. Could you guys do me a huge favor and not do this world event? I'm trying to catch fish. I do try talking with them, but they don't say anything back, and they just keep shooting these skeleton ships. At first, I tried bucking the skeleton ships to keep them alive, but it doesn't work very well, so I decided to try and go over to make them stop shooting the ship. Now, I will say, what I did next was not very Navy-like, but to me, it was the best solution to get it done quickly. Now, I would like to disclaim that I am not proud of this in the slightest, but it did work. After I do the worst thing I think I have ever done in this game, I get into the rowboat to head back towards the world event, but I realize about halfway there that I'm going to need a ship for the next one to spawn, since the player's sloop sunk the skeleton ship. Attempt 5, challenge coin. So since the sloop sunk, the world event went on to the next wave, which was a galleon, which proved somewhat difficult to get onto the front of at first, but eventually I did get to the front. And And then, as 10:30 approaches, I make my last push for the last 2 Bittersweet Battlegills that I need. These are just the clips that I had already cut down earlier in the video, and I just put them here at the end, just because it's easier than changing their speed and not speeding them up and slowing them down, and then recombining videos. So it's just the same clips, but all pieced together without any of the other fluff in it. And yeah, that was my journey of catching 10 Bittersweet Battlegills.